Welcome to Living Your Path. I am Cecile Ferry, a coach and astrologer. I'm here to guide you on how to live and work in alignment with your true self so you can find fulfillment and serenity. Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to your Cosmic Catch-Up for week commencing the 20th of April. So this is the last pre-recorded episode that I'm doing. I feel like I am traveling to the future. It's quite fun, but also I don't know what's been happening in your life and in the world in the last 2 weeks. So bear with me, but I wonder how last week went for you. And I really hope that you wrote down your intentions under this fiery new moon. I hope you felt really strong and with lots of energy. And this carries on, my friend, this week, especially on Monday the 20th. We have a perfect alignment between Mercury, Saturn, and Mars, all at the same degrees of Aries. So they stuck together, those three planets. They traveled together already last week since Mercury entered Aries. I talked to you about it. And then they got closer and closer and closer. And then right now, if you're listening to this in time, they are exactly in alignment in Aries. That is quite unique, my friend. That means there is great focus on action, on determination, and there is great concentrated thinking. So a very powerful time if you've got an important piece of work to do, or if you're working on some strategy. You're gonna really have a lot of capacity and energy to not just power through something, but really have also the brain and the smart way to think about those things together. So I mentioned that already for last week towards the weekend when Mars starting to get really close to Saturn, but then Mercury joins that pair as well. So really important time across, really peaking on Monday, but a couple of days either side still happening. You have tons of courage, tons of clarity, tons of discipline to get things done. Right? Very, very potent combination, very positive. It's also a great time to set boundaries and to be clear about them, right? And enforcing them because Mars is there. Just to watch out. This could also mean, if it's taken the wrong way, all that energy could create too much fire, and especially in your communication. So watch your words so they don't come out abrasive or a little bit harsh, spoken too fast. I mentioned that last week. It's really going to be at play even still over the next few days. So really think about pausing before you respond. But other than that, this is the time to get in the zone for you and to work on that plan to take that action I talked about last week. Okay, so that will continue. Mercury will move forward faster. Saturn will stay there. And Mars will also move quite slowly. So that energy is here to stay for the rest of the month. One thing has changed though over the weekend and really late Sunday in the US and in Europe, but in Australia it's on the Monday. We have had a change of astrological season. The sun moved into Taurus. So before I get into it, let me just give a little note, because I don't think we are going to feel a massive shift like we may kind of feel in a normal given year, really the contrast between Aries and Taurus. But because there's so many planets still in Aries, and I've looked, they're going to be there for most of the month of May as well. It will definitely shift a little bit when Mercury goes into Taurus in early May. But even then, Mars will stay in Aries for most of Taurus season. So I feel like we're kind of getting a very long Aries season, and Taurus season is going to be a little subdued, which is a bit of a shame. But because we have Aries season is very, very yang. And I think if you are tuning in, and if I'm correct with this podcast, last week and this week will still feel like firecracker energy, like it's on, and you know, you feel that fire in you, you're moving, you're getting things done, you're seeing the light. Like, I really hope that's what we're all experiencing right now, and that will carry on, all that drive, you know, that nearly like urgency to move and to do something about what it is that we want to create. And then Taurus energy is very different. It's a yin sign. So, and it's all about slowing down after all of that. So, depending on your chart as well, like if you are a Taurus listener, happy birthday to you. And if you have a lot of Taurus energy or earth energy in your chart, being Capricorn or Virgo, you know, you are used to this grounding energy. But likewise, if you're someone with a lot of fire energy in your chart, you will probably still feel like a lot of fire across the next week or two, even beyond that in May. So what I will say though, because I need to tell you about the Taurus energy, it is yin, it is about slowing down, it is a time for simplicity, for stability. Taurus is looking to really put its 2 feet. Taurus is looking for that sense of groundedness, of taking roots, because it's been so much, right, in Aries season, and hopefully not to the point of extreme fatigue or burnout for you guys. But then the body needs to like drop and needs to rest. And that's what Taurus season is about. It's about taking the time to slow down, to ground yourself, and to reconnect to your body and to nature. It's really a big, big break. But as I said, there's a background of still a lot of Aries energy. So let's see how much of a break we're going to feel. But the sun is there, so we do have some of that energy. And basically, this is a time to recharge after all the fire has settled. And this is a time to create a sense of peace within you. So what I'm hoping in an ideal world is that we still are active, as in Aries tile. We're still working on moving forward. We're making progress. We're taking action. And we're really moving in the direction of our dreams and the next version of ourselves we're becoming, whilst at the same time taking care of ourselves in Taurus style, to kind of replenish, to kind of reward ourselves as well for all the good work that we are doing, but that we don't forget we're not all yang. So try to mix that masculine and feminine energy if you can, in the right balance. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so during Taurus season, all the Venusian themes are at play. So I'm talking about beauty, love, and values. So values, we are talking material values and comfort, really important, and personal values such as your self-esteem. So this is a time to focus on those core themes. And to look in particular, and here are some practical tips here. Look at your finances. How can you create more security or stability for yourself? In your own personal values, you know, how are you feeling? How safe are you feeling within yourself? What is your relationship with your self-worth? Do you need more self-care? Do you need to give yourself more self-love? And don't hesitate to up, you know, whatever it is that provides you those things. How can you be more grounded? And really ask yourself those questions and really tune in. Am I too much in the action? Am I burning out? Or do I need to really replenish? Do I need to slow down here? Do I need to reconnect with nature? So just really maybe book a little weekend away, go for a wander in nature, something even simple, and attend to your needs, because Taurus is there to remind you that you can't last the distance. And what's coming up, I'll come to it in a minute, after that is still quite intense and active. So this is your chance in the middle to rebalance. a very good time to also focus on your senses. Taurus is big on senses, the 5 senses. So, important to think about. So it's a great time to really nourish yourself and your 5 senses with like beautiful food, with fragrances, with, beautiful touch, maybe having a massage. Really think about that, seeing beautiful things. This will really help replenishing you. So that will continue on. But as I said, this is coexisting with still a lot of fire energy. So we'll see how that manifests in your life. And finally, an event I want to mention, finally, 2 things happening later in the week. So on the 23rd for Europe and the US and 24th of April for Australia, Venus will meet Uranus. So that's quite an exciting transit, to be honest, because this means the planet of twist and sudden unexpected shifts meets the planet of love and finances and self-worth. So I think this will be a really nice thing, hopefully, for everyone. And it will bring you, based on where it is in your chart, something really positive, very unexpectedly, so you can't plan for that. But it could be love at first sight. It could be a sudden raise at work, a bonus coming from somewhere, a windfall financially. It could be a beautiful time of love and self-love. So just watch for that little gift coming. And then we have Venus moving in Gemini the very next day. So it's been in Taurus the whole time and it's very happy there. In Gemini, it feels a little different. It's a cerebral sign. So think how we're going to take our relationships, our sense of beauty, and also our sense of, and our finances and sense of self-worth in the cerebral space, in the communication space, in the mental space. What that means is we're likely to be really chatty people when it comes to our love and relationships. We're going to like injecting some variety. We are going to be really interested in being stimulated. We are going to want and seek some stimulation in our relationship. It's going to be like, hey, show me what's exciting, and always kind of jumping around, discovering different things. So again, that will be quite a yang type of energy. That's why I said really enjoy Taurus as much as you can, because then Venus moves into Gemini, and on Sunday or Monday at the end of the week, Uranus is moving itself in Gemini. So that's a bigger update, and I'm going to keep that for when I'm back live next week. It's okay if I tell you all about it a day or 2 after it happens, but for Europe and the US, it will be Sunday. And for Australia, it will be Monday, the 27th. Okay. So this is going to be quite powerful. All the astrologers are very excited about it. It's the last planet to change sign this year out of already quite a few. We've had Neptune and Saturn moving into Aries. So if you like, that's the last and next big kind of astrological event for this year. So it's a lot. We are still kind of really feeling a lot of the Aries energy, and we really need to be diligent on harnessing that and making the most of it to really progress in our life. I hope you got that bit. But then it's also a time to balance that out and calm down and focus on being grounded and giving to ourselves to recharge and replenish, Taurus style. And then we've got Gemini energy coming at us by next week, which will be more on the mind, more on the mental level for us. So it's currently going to touch our relationship first, but then Uranus will disrupt also all of that based on where Uranus is in your chart. So more on that next week. Okay. So still a very important week. Last week was a big one. And this one is still a very interesting week, from an astrological point of view. Very good mix of energies. It's not boring, basically. So it makes my life fun as an astrologer, and hopefully your weeks are also fun and exciting. So I'm gonna love you and leave you here with this, wishing you a good last week of April. And I'll be back in your ears next week. It may not be bang on Monday because I may be very jet lagged and not really quite with it. But I will record the next episode as soon as I can, and I'll talk you through Uranus moving in Gemini. Take care, all my beautiful friends. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful week, and I will speak to you next week. Bye.